Hello there. Welcome back to the 12 Days of Mobility and Strength. This is day 9. As you may have noticed, I have not managed to deliver each of these videos day after day after day. So my apologies for that, but if you happen to be watching all 12 when I eventually finish all 12, after I've initially published them, then that won't make a difference. Anyway, if you may notice occasionally the sound of a boom, and that's because I am recording this on New Year's Eve. So that's what that is if you hear it. Also, something, hindsight is 2020. I probably should have mentioned this in video number 1, but these practices that I'm giving you are not meant to be all-encompassing workouts. They're pretty much just movement vignettes. So perhaps there's a little bit there's the expectation of having at least warmed up a little bit before you try these. So keep that in mind, and especially if and when you go back and try these videos again, from 1 through 12. So thank you for joining me. Please listen to your body, and please don't do anything that causes pain or discomfort, unless you love pain or discomfort. If you are, you're strange. So that's that. So we'll do just 3 exercises today, and this is all done on the floor, and 3 abdominal exercises is what we're doing. You'll need yoga mat, maybe, not necessary, but you can. It's always nice to have. You'll also need a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, I suppose if you have some kind of cylindrical cushion in your house or your apartment somewhere, you can use that. Just make sure it's pretty well stuffed. You want something substantial onto which your leg can rest without having it kind of sink in too much. You'll also need a couple of light hand weights. I have a couple of 5-pounders here. All right, so let's get started. So we're starting with, I'm going to put my foam roller to the side for now. So we're starting with a bridge with a diagonal reach with an alternating weight grab. So we'll do 6 rounds of this. And you're welcome to pause the video and do more if you're just loving this more than you could ever imagine. So let me just show you this first. So you start out on your back in what's called the constructive rest position. Then, and incidentally, this will be like doing a bridge pose in yoga or just a bridge position in fitness. But you'll be imbuing it with a reach, a diagonal reach, as the name of the exercise suggests. So when you reach, I will leave it up to you as to how exactly you would like to position your non-reaching arm, because I change it up a little bit myself. So sometimes I might have my arm down by my side. Other times I'll have it out to the side like this, in a little bit more of an externally rotated, as if you were holding up a pizza box kind of position. Not that you would be doing that while doing these bridges, but that's what occurred to me off the top of my head. So let me just show you a quick demo around here, and then we'll do 6 rounds together. So my hips are going up. I have my weights a little farther than an arm's reach away from me, and presumably you will too. So hips go up, you squeeze your buttocks, and then you reach over, grab the weight with your left hand. I'm trying to keep my hips as high as I can keep them, at least until I put them down again. Then my weight is there's a bang. My weight goes down in my left hand, and then I reach over, squeezing buttocks, grabbing for the weight with my right hand. Then I reach back with the left hand, reaching a little bit beyond what would be my typical reach position, and then I put the weight back down. And then I reach over with the right hand and do the same thing. So you're getting to experience this hip extension, bit of spinal extension, and a bit of transverse plane work, reaching on this diagonal to bring your obliques and other spinal muscles and abdominals into this too. So, and each time you're doing a little weight transfer of 5 pounds, 3 pounds, 8 pounds, whatever you happen to grab dumbbell-wise. You don't have any dumbbells, use something that weighs approximately 3 pounds, I suppose. So 6 rounds of this. one wound, sorry, Elmer Fudd here, weeding your practice for you. So when you do this, one round will comprise reaching over here and then reaching over here, and that's one round. So 6 of these. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. So hips go up and then reach over to the left. Grab the weight. Reach over. 1. Now we'll be putting my back down. Reach. Reach. 2. Reach, grab. Reach, grab. 3. Reach, release. Reach, release. 4. Reach, grab. Reach, grab. 5. Reach, release. Reach, release. 6. And that's that one. So next, we have a half crunch with a resisted abduction, adduction opportunity on the other leg. So hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. I'll try to move my mat a little bit closer. And I'll show you on my left side first, so that this is hopefully clearer than mud, at least. So for this, you take your right hand behind your head, and then I'm keeping my right leg on the floor to start off with. I've worn all these black and whites clothing opportunities so that hopefully you have enough color contrast with my black carpeting here. So your right hand goes behind your head, and then your left arm goes against your left leg. So I'm actively pushing my arm into my leg and my leg back into my arm. So you're getting this constant adduction and abduction as you do a crunch on the right side. So we'll do 5 of these per side. So let me just show you for a couple times a demonstration if you need that. So I'm starting out in this passive abduction position in my left leg. So that just means the leg is drifted out to the side, and allowing my adductors to find whatever is their current end range of stretch, which for me is about right here right now, without letting my right hip come off the floor. Then I apply downward pressure with my left hand and keep pushing it in there, or the arm. It's going to depend on your particular proportions, whether it's your hand or more of your forearm there. I'm also trying to push my head into my hand and my hand back into my head. That is my right hand, I should say. Then you inhale on your back. I'm trying to push my lower back to the floor. And then exhale, you crunch up, reaching right elbow toward right knee as that leg comes in. And I'm still applying pressure with my left arm to the inner edge of my left knee. So that would be how it goes there. So let's do 5 of these. I'll count down from 5 this time, because somehow it always seems easier if you're counting from top to bottom, I think. So 5 of these. Here we go. And 5, 4. You can keep your right leg a little hovered or let it come down if you prefer. 3, 2, 1. And you guessed it, we'll switch sides. And just so there is the best possible viewing, I hope, of this exercise, I'll turn around for this version. So now I'm taking my right arm, pushing it into my right inner thigh, straighten out my left leg, and then left hand goes behind the head. So my arm is doing this. Look at your screen right now. It's doing this into my knee, and my knee is doing this into my arm constantly, right? Don't cease doing that while you're doing this exercise, because it's an opportunity to strengthen and stretch, sort of an eccentric stretch opportunity and contraction. So push your hand into your head back into your hand. Inhale. Start out letting your right leg drop out to the side, and then exhale. Bring right knee in, adduction, and then flexion in the left leg. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, For our next and final exercise, you'll need your foam roller now, or your substantially stuffed cylindrical cushion, or any cushions upon which you can rest your calf. So, grab your foam roller, crunches with the calf on the foam roller and the pelvis lifted. So, glance at your screen so I could just show this to you. So typically, crunches are done, with both legs. Maybe both feet would stay on the floor. And you would do something like this, which is a perfectly fine exercise in and of itself. But in the interest of constantly innovating, not only so that I don't get bored, but hopefully you don't too, because the body likes doing new stuff, I think. And I think we want to break out of our routines on occasion, and especially our abdominal routines. So I could start out with my left leg here. So I'm resting. Hopefully you can see this. I know I probably shouldn't have worn dark pants against a dark carpeting here, but I do have my left thigh resting. I'm sorry, not my left thigh, my left calf resting on the foam roller so that I could actually be able to lift the pelvis. Maybe not that high when I'm on the floor, but just in an attempt to actually have, while one leg is crunching, going into hip flexion, contracting rectus abdominis, hip flexors, transversus abdominis, other stuff, including the respiratory diaphragm, your hamstrings will be able to stay active while they're lengthened. So again, an eccentric stretch / contraction. And not only that, you'll also be getting a contraction in your left buttock. So this would be something that maybe would reinforce things you would need to do to prepare for a split, for instance. So let me just show you this. So I'm trying to posteriorly tilt my pelvis, push lower back into the floor. And how many rounds did I say? Yeah, 5 rounds per side, just to kind of keep this somewhat concise here. So I'm reaching my right leg out in front of me, letting it hover a little bit above. You know what I could do for contrast here? Is pull up my pants legs a little bit. So hopefully that helps a little bit more. But I have my calf on my bolster. Or not on my bolster. You can also use a bolster if you wanted to. That's a cylindrical, well-stuffed cushion. So I'm trying to drive my calf into the floor, and then hopefully you can see this. My hips are hovering a little bit. Not much. I mean, I could maybe fit one hand, maybe 2 hands under there, a little bit, just enough so you can feel the contraction in your left hip. Then, keep looking at your screen just for this demo here. You'll try to go crunching. My hips are staying lifted the whole time, going back, crunching, going back. Yeah, so 5 of those, or is that what I said? Sorry. I have a couple of lamps blocking my notes off screen, so just perfectly so I can't see them, because obviously I didn't memorize all this. But here we go. So 5 rounds. Let's drive. I'm keeping my right leg up a little bit. Posterior tilts. Push lower back into the floor, although that will be a moot point in a second here. As you lift the pelvis, trying to feel the hamstrings not only lengthened, but also a little bit contracted. Then, let's do 5 rounds. So, inhale, exhale, 5. Hips trying to stay elevated. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then, down goes the pelvis, up goes the left leg to a slight hover, and then speaking of hovering, let's go right into the other side. I'm now trying to hover. Ooh, this is feeling like an explosion in your abdominals in more ways than one. Just another set of fireworks just went off outside. All right, abdominals pull in, and then try to drive your right calf into the foam roller. All right. So inhale, and then exhale, crunch. 5, 4. Try to keep the pelvis high if you can. 3. I'm trying to. It's a challenge though. 2. And 1. And that's it. Or maybe it's not. Maybe you want to continue to feel the abdominal and hamstring fireworks. Haha. And keep on doing this. So feel free to pause the video if you'd like to do that. Speaking of liking things, if you could, I would love to have your like on YouTube, on the video, if you go to youtube.com or use the app, and then also leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to find out other ways to get in touch with me and see other videos that I post to other media, then check out the description box. So thank you very much. Hope you have had a wonderful 2023. Lots of auspiciousness and good stuff for you. I wish that for you in 2024, or in any year in which you may be watching this, if it's not in 2024, maybe beyond. So thanks very much. I'll see you next time.